you don't like what we're jiving here, get the funk out. We won't hate you for it, baby, get the funk out. Job, motherfucking time. Job. Who? If you don't like it, Nuno Bettencourt. If you don't like it, gonna get out. If you don't like it, gonna love it. Let's jive. Jesus, Sully. Welcome, one and all, back to the podcast, the finest, or the lousiest podcast ever in the entire world, where we get into heavy metal news stories of the week. And first, you're going to spank my bare ass for asking who's Richard Fortus. Name sounds familiar to me, but I can't think of who he is. But Nuno Bettencourt, it's our first story here on the episode. He's got to apologize to Richard Fortus. I need to keep my fucking mouth shut. What the hell is that all about? So let's get into it and find out. I hope that this isn't some kind of... I think that Richard Fortus is some kind of a metal guy, isn't he? Nuno Bettencourt, who has performed with pop superstar Rihanna for more than a decade, has apologized for his recent comments in which he seemingly took a swipe at one of his colleagues, Guns N' Roses guitarist Slash. Is that his name, Richard Fortus? Sorry, guys, I'm parched. It's been a long damn day, I can tell you that. In a recent interview with Planet Rock, the extreme guitarist opined, I got that many of the guitar players he looks up to, including Slash, would not be able to handle the music diversity of Rihanna. I remember that. We did that story. When somebody like Rihanna reaches out to you to perform, everybody thinks, oh, that's cute. It's pop artist, whatever, Bettencourt said. Let me tell you something. What I had to do night after night, put on a reggae hat for one song with a reggae feel and then go into R&B, then into some punk rock, then some pop rock that she did, and then club tracks, all sorts of things, all those different feels. I'm sorry, most of the guitar players who I admire could not in their lifetime play that gig. I mean that in the most complimentary way possible. Yes, I remember us reading about that. Does Slash come out at him and slash at him? Slash is one of the greatest rock guitar players of all time, I guarantee. And he'd be the first to tell you that if he jumps up and he's got to play clean intro to Rude Boy from Rihanna. Oh, baby, rude boy, you're a baby rude boy, rude boy, rude baby. It ain't happening. This was all Nuno still talking. He's talking about Slash. He says, it ain't happening. Oh, it says right here, Bettencourt continued, guys. I believe that if I wasn't the diverse musical, and accepted everything I grew up on, there's no way that I would have been in these rooms. And also being an open musician in the sense of up for anything. So who in the hell is Richard Fortus? A couple of days ago, after Nuno's comments made the sound in the music media, Slash's Guns N' Roses bandmate Richard Fortus took to Instagram to share a headline from a Guitar.com article reporting on Bettencourt's words, and he included the following message. I have to respectfully disagree. At Nuno Bettencourt official is one of the greats, for sure. However, there is very little at Slash. So when you tag the name in there, that means they get the message, right? So Richard Fortus is sending that to them. Let's see. At Slash couldn't do on guitar if he wanted to. I toured with Rihanna prior to Nuno, and I've spent a lot of time playing with Slash. This gig wouldn't be a struggle for him. That's what, okay. Last Saturday, July 22nd, Nuno took to his social media to clarify his original comments as well as to respond to Richard, who played with Rihanna on her Good Girl Gone Bad tour. I'm a good girl that's gone bad, don't you understand? In 2008 and 2009, Bettencourt wrote, Welp, I knew this was eventually coming. You can't be blessed and be on a multiple guitar magazine covers at a shocking 56 years old, get this much attention for your playing a new album as a rock guitarist without another guitarist stirring up some shit. That's a quote from Nuno. I'm responding to this not because I give a shit about what this guitarist thinks about me. Instead, because I'd hate to think my few words offended a hero of mine at Slash and possibly fuck up my relationship with him. Well, now Slash has got his eyeballs on everything, isn't he? You know, now Slash is going, wow, they're fighting over my love. You tell him, Richard, I could do it. At Fortus comes back to him. It says, I've respectfully never heard you play one note in my 56 years of being alive. Oh, and only know your name from the Rihanna camp as a replacement player in Guns. Oh, okay, wait. So, guys, I'm sorry if I'm just shitting the bed on this. So that was Nuno coming back at this guy. At Fortus, hey, Richard Fortus, I've respectfully never heard you play one note in my 56 years of being alive and only know your name from the Rihanna camp as a replacement player in Guns. I'm sure you're a decent player, but did you really need to repost a headline that made me look like I'm bad-mouthing a fellow player, Slash? As if I'd think Slash isn't capable of playing any Rihanna songs in his sleep. Let's get something fucking straight. To me, oh, Slash is just... He is watching this happen and he's like... Shucking in the middle and shucking in the middle. Let's get something straight. To me, Slash is one of the greatest rock guitarists of my generation and of all time, period. And at Fortus, if you knew me at all and where my heart is, you'd know that what I want... What? What I meant in this statement was not about Slash or his capability. It was about rock guitarists like myself or Slash switching genres and the awkwardness of playing these feels. They're loving Slash. Let me tell you about Slash. He's the best. No shit, Slash can play these songs. Thank you so much for pointing that out as if we didn't already know that. But for me, as a prominent rock guitarist, I'm obviously not as talented as you and found it a challenge to nail all the different pockets and guitar tones of genres like reggae and R&B, electronic, dance, trap, and pop. As far as you shining a light on my ridiculous statement that Slash would struggle, yes, a poor word choice on my part. I personally would hope that Slash, oh God, he's loving this, who is a peer and an influence, would be more mature enough to understand that what I truly meant as a guitarist by that comment. Who's this? In mentioning Slash as an iconic rock example, I meant in general, a rock guitarist would find it not a struggle, but feel like a fish out of water as a player. That's all I meant. I had nothing but respect and admiration for at Guns N' Roses and at Slash. Apologies if I've unintentionally offended anyone. Should we keep going with this? We might have to cut a story. I've had nothing but apologies if I've offended. In his nearly 5-minute video apology, describing the whole ordeal as ridiculous and took full responsibility for the stupid shit he said that launched the entire debate. So he put a message saying, everybody, oh God, you got to go to Instagram to do it. We're over that. We're done. So that was the Fortus fight. Godsmacking time. Look at that handsome guy. Couldn't he be a Superman in the 90s for WB or kind of a Fox TV show? I think he could. This is Sully Erna here. He says, Godsmack Sully Erna wants you to meet his other half. She is as solid of a human as they come. And at first I thought they were going to play a funny on us, or I was thinking in my mind, it's going to be a dog, and he's going to say, here's old Lucille, and I love her so much. But it said human in here. She is as solid of a human as they come. So let's meet his honeyboo. Let's meet her. Godsmack frontman Sully Erna has publicly shared the identity of his new love, Kelly Fidoni. Fidoni is the ex-wife of Deadmau5. Oh, a Canadian singer and DJ whose real name is Joel. Why are you giving up Deadmau5's name? There was no reason for that. You know, Canadian singer, DJ whose real name is Joel Thomas Zimmerman. I didn't need to know that. I mean, I don't know any Deadmau5 songs, but, you know, he wears that helmet. I know that. Early today, Sully took to his social medias to post several photos of him with Fidoni. And he included the following message. I thought it was time for you all to meet my person. Now, that I'm going to translate to, she said, why do you keep hiding me, Sully? You haven't changed your Facebook status yet, Sully. You know, which is rightfully so. If he's saying, you're the best thing, I'm doing the best I ever did. You know, do it. As you all know, I like to remain fairly private. But I'm always happy to show off the people in my life I love the most. So please know that any rude or mean comments will be deleted and blocked, as I am trusting you, my dearest fans, to be loving people that I know you to be. And the thing is, the problem with please don't put any rude or mean comments is people just go for it. As soon as they see please don't put rude or mean, right for it. Finding someone you love, trust, respect, and is your best friend isn't always easy. It takes time. In my case, 55 long years. Patience, lessons, and a lot of self-growth to be ready for it when it arrives. So when you find it, and you will, trust me, even though you don't have it yet, even though I found someone very special, but you don't have anyone special yet, but I do, but you don't yet, but you will, okay? Just keep the hope alive. Never take it for granted. Be fearless. Be vulnerable. Be true to yourself. Oh, he's going to go for it again. When you're a good person, it's inevitable you will manifest the best people to complement your life. She is as solid of a human as they come. And she's mine. So say hello to the other half of me. What's her name? Heidi Sedona. There she is. Well, hello, Heidi. Well, hello, Heidi. This is a happy man. This is a happy man right here going, I'm doing the best I ever did. All right, enough of that. Nikki Sixx. I did a little TikTok about this. Nikki Sixx says there will be no set list changes. Someone asked him, will there be changes to the set? You just did the stadium tour. And he says there will be no set list changes for Motley Crue's upcoming U.S. shows. So I wanted to get into it and find out what the deal is. And if he's put up some kind of a Instagram post going, guys, we're going to throw in, we're going to cut a digitrack out so we can do something acoustic. Motley Crue fans shouldn't expect any changes to the set list for the band's upcoming U.S. shows. Cruise the World Tour with Def Leppard. Will return to America for 6 dates starting on August 5th in Syracuse, New York. Wednesday, July 26th, on Wednesday, July 26th, Sixx shared a post about Crue's upcoming concerts with Leppard and encouraged everyone to go buy tickets. This is not going to encourage them to buy tickets. One of the fans who commented on Sixx's post wrote, hopefully an adjustment in the set list. Would love to hear some of the other killer songs you have too. To which Nikki replied, The show is all worked out for this tour. Next time we go into rehearsals in 2024 for the next tour, we do all the set list and video content changes. Translate that any old way you want to. That's the problem with, it's like these bands that go out on the road and they change the set list every night. Wasn't there another little bit where Paul Stanley, the kid, wanted to get up there and play a little bit of Crazy, Crazy Nights or something like that, and he threw a big freak out because, no, that's not even, in the backing tracks. You can't do that. Let's see. Motley Crue setlist for 2023, the World Tour, has remained very similar to the one from last year's The Stadium Tour, with Wildside opening the show before Sixx and his bandmates run through a 15-song set that includes other classics like Shout at the Devil, Home Sweet Home, Dr. Feelgood, Kickstart My Heart. They got to put that right in the front of Home Sweet Home. Tommy going out at every show going, "Whoa, you guys are crazy. Where's some tits?" So I guess that's all of that. Last month, Motley Crue singer Vince Neil confirmed to the Music Universe that the band will embark on another stadium tour in 2024.
We're not sure who's going to be on it, but there'll be another tour.
Yeah, we're done with that. We're done with that. I wanted to get into this. I found this interesting. Pantera. Are you a Sirius XM head? Do you have that? Have you got the app? Do you got the thing? Do you listen to Eddie Trunk on there? Because he always says, Sirius XM channel 142. But these guys are taking over liquid metal. Do you know what that is? If you're a Sirius XM person, then you know what liquid metal is. Well, guess what? The Pantera is taking it over. We're taking over this show. You know that's coming, right? With Pantera set to kick off its highly anticipated U.S. tour, Sirius XM's Liquid Metal Channel 40 will become Pantera Radio on Friday, July 28th. That was yesterday. Tell me how it went. At 3 a.m. Eastern through Thursday, August 3rd. What? So that they're taking it over the whole time? Friday, July 28th at 3 a.m. Eastern through Thursday, August 3rd. That's pretty good. It's like a week. Sirius XM subscribers can listen to Pantera Radio on their radios, and their Sirius XM apps. Is that coming to Tesla? I need a drink. Oh. I feel like this episode's kind of in the shitter right now. I don't feel like I'm at my best. It's a long day at work. I'm sunburned. Probably over a little dehydrated. I drink gallons and gallons of water, but I just... back to this here. Throughout the run experience, exclusive, never-before-heard stories, song selections, and guest DJ airing all week as Pantera kick off the U.S. tour. Only Pantera and affiliated bands will be played for the whole week on Channel 40. Plus, listen as Pantera disrupts every liquid metal show all week with a limited edition Pantera-themed shows. Hear Pantera's history dissected on Bloody Roots of Pantera, the world best Pantera covers on Corridor of Covers, and an exclusive trivia on Into the Trivia Pit. And Pantera consumes the Devil's Dozen countdown as SiriusXM counts down the top 12 Pantera songs of all time. Over and out. That's going on the list. Probably at the top 3. All of the specials will be available on the SiriusXM app. Hear new and exclusive content from singer Phil Anselmo, bassist Rex Brown. Exclusive new content. Hear new exclusive content. They're writing new songs. Phil Anselmo, bassist Rex Brown, guitarist Zach Wow. and drummer Charlie Benante. And Sirius XM will be opening the Liquid Metal Vault to bring you special archive content celebrating Vinnie Paul Abbott. Charlie Benante going to put a bag over his head, a little old potato sack over his head. Every hour, Pantera family tree bands. Here, only Pantera and their family web of bands like Damage Plan, Down, Hell Yeah, and more. Every hour, Dime and Vinnie jukebox selection. Every hour, Dime and Vinnie jukebox selections. Hear Dimebag Darrell Abbott and Vinnie Paul's favorite tracks spinning every hour. And this sounds great. Wait a minute. If it goes from Wednesday to Wednesday, it's not every day of the week there. You see? Into the Trivia Pit, Pantera Trivia Game Show, hosted by Jose, Metal Ambassador Mangan, and Sean the Butcher. Okay, we're not going to go through each and every show, but if you're interested in that, guys, get on the Sirius XM. Ever so quickly, then we get into your comments. That's right, it's Tom Morello. And this guy is just a great guy, isn't he? He's very smart. He has like 10 degrees. And that was also his favorite boy band. But we're going to get into this because he got the key to his old ancestral homes. Rage Against the Machine's Tom Morello receives key to family's ancestral Italian hometown. Bella Isabella. On Sunday, July 23rd, Tom Morello was honored in his family's ancestral hometown of Pradaglione, Italy. The 59-year-old Rage Against the Machine guitarist shared the news in an Instagram post, writing, "I just became an honorary Italian citizen and received the key to the city of the Morello ancestral hometown of Pradaglione. Bands played, children frolicked, dozens of Morello cousins partied, the mayor wore blue, awesome guitar statue erected in town square next to the memorial for local partisans who died fighting the Nazi Grazi. Pradaglione. The honorary citizenship was given to Morello by the mayor of Pradaglione, Giovanni Trucano. By virtue of the guitarist Pradaglione origins, in fact, in a century and a half has passed since Tom's great-great-grandfather Carlo left Pradaglione for the United States. In an interview with Rolling Stone talking about his recent collaborations with Italian rocker Måneskin, they're from Italy. Morello said, "I'm very proud of my Italian heritage. I've always felt a very strong connection with that country." Morello is the founding member and guitarist of the rock band Rage Against the Machine and Audio Slave, whom I'm learning to like a lot. I don't know why, but I've gone down this kind of Chris Cornell, just going, man, he had a beautiful, soulful voice, didn't he? The two bands are responsible for multiple Grammy Awards and combined more than 30 million albums sold worldwide. Morello has also received critical acclaim as a solo artist known as The Night Watchman. Did I know this? I don't know if I knew this. Widely celebrated for his unique voice as a master electric guitarist, he is recognized by Rolling Stone magazine as one of the 100 greatest guitar players of all time. Morello graduated from Harvard University with honors as a political science major and has been widely recognized political activist throughout his career. Do we want to watch a little bit of this? Mama Leone. Mama Leone left a note on the door. She says, "Son, you move out to the country." All right. Oh, come on. Oh, by the way, guys, I'll cut it if it's... How long is this video? 7 minutes. Let's get to it. Bucket squeak.
In America.
Bucket squeak.
The town and people of
Bucket baguette. Baguette.
Ciao Pratiglione, è bellissimo essere qui a casa.
The Morello family moved to the United States over 150 years ago.
Mama Leone left a note on the door. All right, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm foggy brained. I think this beer's hit me a little harder, quite frankly, than I thought it would. But, blame it on whatever you'd like, okay? But still listen to this if you can make it all the way through. It's comment time. You put your comments. You want to put your comments in? Then pay attention. We got Mike Buchanan here. He's coming in. It's Shark Week. And with that theme, I give to you, it's a movies that are bad, but we love them anyways. Sharktopus. Sci-Fi 2010. If ever there was a shark movie that is just pure mayhem, it's Sharktopus. There's 10 plus killings within the first 30 minutes of the movie. A geneticist and his daughter are hired by the Navy. It's always a father-daughter team that 40, Daddy was 40 years in the Navy. His daughter hired by the Navy to create a new weapon. They create an intelligent shark that has the tentacles of an octopus. During a test mission, always goes bad. Escape and carnage begins. Sharktopus. Still Mike Buchanan here. Can't say I like Marilyn Manson, can't say I like Marilyn Manson is either his music or his personality. Sorry to say, but nu metal will never be the new Metallica. Here's the issue I see. There are way too many bands being signed nowadays. And then they don't get the label support to be able to make it worldwide. That's a very good point. I agree with that quite a bit. There's a lot more bands. There are a lot more independent bands. I think the days of I think there's still going to be the opportunity for bands, metal bands, rock bands like Taylor Swift's super huge like that. I still think that metal bands have that chance. It's just going to be a hell of a lot harder. And there's a lot of bands that we check out on this channel that should be way bigger than they are, I'd buy that Slash album. He's just that good. Hell, I'd buy a Kid's album if he made one. Really? What is it? Axel, he sat on a wall, and then Axel, he had a fall. And still Mike Buchanan, why was Jeremy controversial? Really? I want to know. Well, I think it wasn't it just that he was biting the lady's breast would be my first guess. But I don't really know. Let's get into the jokes he's got here. And now, the Jive Talkin jokes of the week. 2 cows are playing cards and smoking a joint. That's right. The stakes were pretty high. A cop pulled me over the other night. He said, papers? I said, scissors, and drove off. What did that mean? Is that a game? I'm missing something. Where do rainbows go when they're bad? Prism. It's a light sentence. Oh. I feel weird, Mike, when these jokes don't hit me, that I have to kind of fake a little giggle or laugh. Is that, I'm just trying to support you here, but some of these, they don't hit. Some do, some don't, okay? I just watched a program about beavers. It was the best damn documentary I've ever seen. Okay. And finally, what do you get when you cross a Jamaican and a ginger? A gingerbread man. There's your heart, buddy. Oh, Miss Althea coming in. Kind of a lighter sentence here, but that's fine. Marilyn Manson. Miss Althea on Marilyn Manson. No disrespect to the videographer, but the incident read like a principal's office report from a high school for at-risk youth. As it is, it was difficult to stay focused on the story after the 20 hours of community service from the nose-blowing offense line. And I guess Manson won't be getting any endorsement offers for Kleenex anytime soon. You know, but I mean, I'd start buying Kleenex, you know. There's a "We're all stars now" in the Kleenex show. You know, he's, yeah. Okay, Miss Althea on Jacoby Shaddix. My brain is like shooting like this all over the place. Maybe I need some of that alpha brain that old Rogan's always kicking off. Miss Althea on Jacoby Shaddix. I think he's delusional, and that's all I have to say about that. Yeah. Well, you know, it's always good to put the word out there, right? If you put the good, you know, if you say, we're the next Metallica, you know, every band does that, and maybe he's just getting it out there in the press, and people start to go, hey, they are the next Metallica. Miss Althea on Pearl Jam. Oh, really? The Jeremy kid? I know he drowned a few years ago. Was it a few years ago? And I seem to recall his mother saying in an interview that it was his time to go no matter what. What? I always found that disturbing, considering he was only in his 30s and he was just swimming. Yeah, I knew it was in a pool or something like that. I personally never heard anything about the incident being a deliberate attempt to end his own life. But even so, I think it was a somewhat unemotional statement to be made by the parent. Hell yeah! What did she say again? It was his time to go no matter what. My God. Miss Althea on the Venom pinball machine. I don't care how slick it looks and how cool the music is. The classic Kiss pinball machine will always trump all. Yes, I love that machine. It's almost like you could just see it in your head. You know, when you say it, it's like bing, it's right there. And finally, for Miss Althea, Finding Nemo is the Disney movie title that was escaping you. Yes. Yeah, the fish that keeps forgetting and going back. Yeah. All right, Miss Althea, there's your heart, dear. Oscar Salvador. The Venom pinball machine reminded me of Black Knight 2000. Does anyone remember this one? Question mark. Get at him and answer this. Oscar here, I believe it was the first pinball to use, the multi-ball feature. Oh, I like that. At least at the local Indiana mall, and the first to charge me 2 tokens per game. After school, we used to run over to the arcade and feed it our allowance. It was well worth it. Yeah, you know what we used to do? God, I was just a little hell bastard, I'm telling you. But we used to go over to the arcades to play video games for sure. But one thing that we noticed, and we were already smoking cigarettes, is that when they were gaming, they put their cigarettes right there on the game, you know. And so you come over and you put your hands up, you say, "Hey, mister, how you doing on the game? Is it going good for you, mister?" And then they go, "Yeah, shut up, kid." And you just go, "All right, I'll leave you alone now." Take the cigarettes, walk off, go and smoke. That's what we used to do. All right, there's your heart, Oscar. Mark Ellis coming in here. After thinking about this, I hope there's a follow-up report. What kind of community service? Yeah, I'm sure they're not going to have Marilyn Manson picking up trash by the freeway. Anywhere that someone could get a cell phone on him, they're not going to have him doing that. There's your heart. And Mark Ellis thanking me because last time around he wanted an intro, and boom, he got it. Bang, there you go. Steve Bernard coming in. The photographer lady won't be having sweet dreams after discovering Manson is the man that you fear, the Antichrist superstar, and not and not one of the beautiful people. She should have known that when you go to a Manson show, you're just a car crash away from experiencing firsthand the speed of pain. In her defense, Manson should have remembered that you use your fist and not your mouth in these situations. His behavior was putting holes in the photographer's happiness and leaving plenty of evidence behind. After leaving the concert, she was last seen running to the edge of the world. Still, she should take comfort that he wasn't singing "This Is the New Shit," or she would have been covered in something far, far worse. That was wonderful. So it gets a winner. Richard Miller here coming in, and he says, hey Shane, I hope you get my other request. Yes, I did, Richard, and you already seen it, because it's Pantera, and I think you'll love it. Yeah, he says, I was answering him all the way through reading that sentence. Hey Shane, I hope you get to my other request. It's Pantera, and I think you will love it. Well, boing, boing, there you go, buddy. It's already up. I'm just wackadoo today, guys. I'm just silly. I got on the bus, and I'm it's 90. What is it right now? 99 degrees. And the minute I get on the bus, I go, something doesn't smell good on here. And it's like, this guy gets up and gets off, and he's wearing these big, thick, denim jeans, and they're just sopping wet in the back when he's getting off. So I was just like, and so my brains are just fried today. My apologies. We're gonna roll with it like Steve Winwood. I'm so scared to touch these freaking buttons. All right. Just roll with it, baby. Roll with it, honey child. Roll with it, baby.